retirement, he's now going to have the opportunity to partake in his final Grand Prix. Same for Augusto Fernandez and Taka Nakagami as well, who we're going to hear from in the podcast. Now, Taka is someone that we've all got a good relationship with, given his time in the championship, and someone that we've got a lot of time for as well. He goes under the radar, but the work that he's done for Honda in these difficult years definitely shouldn't go unnoticed.
Yeah, he doesn't give up. I've got to give him that big style this year where he has announced his retirement.
Yeah.
You could forgive him to, roll off a little and not hurt himself in the last part, but he hasn't given up. He's quite often this year been fastest Honda in some sessions or qualifying, even races, and doing a really good job for Honda, giving them feedback, and he's really good to listen to for us. In the evenings, he gives us probably the most insight to what's going on, with the bike. Him and Luca Marini, really good to listen to. So hopefully he's good to listen to coming up.
Yeah, let's get into it then. The final episode of the year of the Last on the Brakes podcast. This week, Fran Wilde joined by LCR Honda's Taka Nakagami.
So, we have a very special episode this week. Every minute with you is special, Taka.
Yes. Yeah.
But this week even more. No. Welcome to MotoGP podcast, Last on the Brakes. A while ago, we had you on the podcast in its previous format. We learnt a little bit about you. A while ago. I remember a few things from them. But
4 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe.
a few years ago for sure. So now, Takaaki Nakagami, it's your last race weekend as a full-time rider with the Idemitsu Honda LCR squad. Not the last time by any means that you will ride a MotoGP bike, but first question, always the easy question.
Okay.
How are you? How's it going?
I'm good, and thanks for having me. And it's gonna be the last one. I feel like really, it's shame of course, but at the moment I feel it doesn't change so much. I don't know, somehow, but let's see after the race on Sunday will be change.
Are you worried maybe on Sunday then it'll explode a bit and it'll kind of, you'll realise, or do you
it can be. I mean, I don't know. At the moment I cannot even imagine myself, but my family will come to see the race, of course, here in Barcelona. And there was many years, 7 years in MotoGP. 7, yeah.
I feel like I am now 80 years old. 7 years in the top class as well.
Was some up and down, of course, but last 2 years, also this year was unfortunately it was not the best season for me, and I know for Honda as well. But at least we gave our best. So every race weekend, every session, of course. And so this is the part of the racing. So just try to understand and try to improve, of course, this situation. But of course, only last 3 days, I mean, here in race weekend will be emotional, but at the moment I'm fully focused, ready for the weekend, and hopefully we can finish of course, good result, and then to finish the best way.
You seem, even before we started recording, you seem like, quite zen about it, not too much stress. But 7 years is a long time. Like you are, I don't know, I think you always seem younger in some ways. I don't know why. It's like you've not aged for like 10 years, even since you were in Moto2. So I'm like, 7 years?
7 years here in MotoGP, it was, of course, quite different between Moto2 and MotoGP. And MotoGP is, of course, is one of the top. And but at the same time, it's a lot of pressure and stress as well. The life is changed. More. You need to be really fit. You need to be ready every race weekend, of course. But now it's the new new technology and the bike is, you know, completely different. Even like every year, you know, evolution doesn't change, doesn't stop, and the bike is become faster, heavier, and the lap time is faster. So means like all the energy it's going through the rider body. So the training menu, it's every year changing. It's more hard, and was really not easy to prepare. And but anyway, I love this sports, this job, and but for me, honestly speaking, for me it's time to change, and this is the right timing for me. So I'm really happy and I'm really excited for the new chapter for the next season.
I was going to say, in case anyone has missed it, you're going to be part of the project still. You're going to be a development rider, I believe is the official title. So what will that look like then? I'm sure you're not going to know every detail, maybe. It's still next year in the future. Yeah. But will you be in Japan? Will you be based in Europe? What will your kind of day-to-day and what's the idea of what you'll be doing?
One thing will be a big change for me. It will be the lifestyle will change because you know, so many years I was based here in Barcelona, but for next season I will move to Japan.
Is that exciting?
Yes.
I feel like your face, for anyone watching on video, your face has done that little turn-up smile, like yay.
Yeah, always. I love my country, and then always, you know, when I have time, like at least 2 or 3 weeks off, always I'm thinking to go back to Japan, you know, to see my family, friends, my dogs, of course. Always I feel like, you know, this is my home, and then I feel really like relaxed, of course, and so I'm happy. I mean to back to Japan, and but will be life change, and all the schedule will be completely changed. No racing, but we will keep riding. So yeah, but for me it's just you know, go back to home and more time. Spend more time together with my family and with friends as well, and because, you know, last in the past, you know, when I go back to Japan, it's only off season and summer break, so it's just, you know, couple of weeks, and the summer break is only, you know, I had only 2 weeks off. But then back to Spain, you know, preparing for the second part of the season. So it's not much time to, you know, for relax. But looks like, you know, for next season, you know, from the off season, looks like I can have more time, more free time, and then yeah, let's see. Still, I didn't get any, you know, proper on schedule, so I cannot say, you know, for the idea.
Yeah, 20th.
Yeah, I don't know yet, but will be not busy as you know, full-time rider, but hopefully I can, you know, keep riding, and then I'm trying to be competitive.
Well, it seems quite exciting. Obviously, like you say, it's been a tougher couple of seasons, few seasons, but it's also, I don't know, like it seems like this year especially you've had those few extra bits of the puzzle that are coming together with new, obviously Albiciano coming in, that's a huge change here. You being in Japan seems very interesting as well, because there are a lot of very good Japanese riders, but you are one of the best 22 in the world now, so for you to physically be there as well seems interesting. Lots of things, Aleix as well. Are you quite excited about the possibilities to stay involved with it? Now, we're starting to see it go here. Yeah, I guess you want to really be there to see it come back up as well.
Yeah, it will be completely different inside HRC, HRC trying to change completely like the system, and then also the way of the developing. They change a lot, so will be Honda strong next year, because I believe that new guy will come, and then also Alesi joining as a test rider, and also I go back to Japan and then testing in Japan. So now we have 3 riders, me, Aleix, and Stefan. So I think we can improve, and of course, and we can definitely more speed up to make to judge the bike, and then some new parts, and this is yes or not, and then still we have concession next season, so we have time to improve.
Yeah, there's been a lot of work gone on already, hasn't there? I think people, I don't know, I think it's a little not ironic, I don't know what the word is. The manufacturers who currently have that rank D in concessions, Honda and Yamaha, are also the 2 who are least likely to post a load of stuff about exactly what they've been doing in their private test day at Jerez or whatever. But there's been a lot happening, hasn't there, behind the scenes? Have you been part of that already, or is it something you'll move more into next year?
Well, this year already, Stefan, I don't know how many tests he did this season, but yeah, it looks like he had so many days he had a test in Misano, Jerez, many days at Jerez, but yeah, it helps a lot, all the new parts, and then all some interesting setting parts, he tested, and then overcome to the Grand Prix, and it helps a lot. But next season will be more speed up, of course. Aleix join, and so I will test in Japan as well. I don't know the test plan yet in Japan, but soon I will get after this weekend I will ask to HRC, more clear plan for the off season, of course. But looks like December normally, after the last GP and then Tuesday test, normally we have like 2 months off. But
same. but
for me, test rider, keep riding as even off season, December and also January before shakedown test. We will test. I don't know where, but they said they have some plan to test even off season. So it looks like a little bit different. I thought like, okay, I decided to stop,
to change the rhythm a little bit.
I thought I was expecting like maybe more off-season longer, or maybe more day off, but looks like opposite.
Straight in.
But which is okay.
It'd be pretty cold at Motegi though, no? So it must be somewhere.
Yes, somewhere. I think in Motegi is impossible.
Yeah, I was
so
thinking
maybe
about that, and I was like,
in
no.
Asia, or I'm not sure, not yet, but there are some plan.
That's exciting then. So, okay, enough about you and Honda then. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
I remember what you said before when you were on the podcast years and years ago, that you first were, well, not supposed to, but it was like cars or bikes for baby Taka, wasn't it?
Yes.
Talk us through that. How did you start riding? We're not going to do the whole half hour on it, but I think that's an interesting thing, especially now we look back at the career you've had, that it could have gone a very different way.
Well, I started when I was 4 years old. My parents bought me like the small bike, and then just I was riding, somewhere parking, and then step by step, I start to interesting, and then one day we went to small racetrack, and then I'm not really remember, but my mom told me that the first day was disaster. I was not able to even go straight, and I was also my first race was a last position. So my parents thought that, okay, it's not this is not your sport,
It's especially funny when you look back from not only 7 years of MotoGP, you also Grand Prix winner in Moto2. You had a very successful that disaster.
Yeah, from the bottom to I mean, at the end, I'm proud of myself, of course. But we did also, my family helped supporting, it was crazy. But we did almost every day. We went to practice, riding. So never stop. So this made a huge step. And then it start to, not from the bottom, and start to enjoy the race, and then start to winning the race. And then, after that, it's went really well. And then I had the opportunity to, once I won the title in Japanese Championship, and 1-5, it was 1-5. And then I was thinking, why not? I'm interested to try racing in Europe, because all the MotoGP motorcycle, it's really famous in Spain and Italy as well. Japan was not same level as Europe. But then I'm open mind, and then many Japanese rider, competing in World Championship as well. And then of course I was watching on TV, following all the races. So just started interesting, winning all the races in Japan, and then I'm thinking to start racing in Spain as well. And then after that, some up and down, of course, but I'm here, as a MotoGP rider, and it's great. I mean, back in the day, it was, was not always successful, but we made some up and down with the team, with the family, and then finally, unfortunately, I couldn't get any podiums at a MotoGP, but it was so close, but I enjoy a lot, and then at the end, overall, for me, it's super proud of myself, and then I'm super happy.
So what is your best memory then? Okay, let's do it differently. Let's do best on-track kind of sporting memory from this. Because like I said, you are a Grand Prix winner, not in MotoGP class, but in Moto2. Do you have 2 or 3? Yeah,
2.
Okay, I was like, don't want to misquote it. I may as well ask the #1 expert in Taka. What's your best what's the moment where you've really felt something extra special during this career?
Well, it's my best memory all my career. I mean, in MotoGP, World Championship was definitely for me. It's my first victory, World Championship. It was Moto2, but it was great memory. 2016 at Assen was I will never forget. This was a great memory.
Did that make you feel anything extra of wow, I'm really here, and wow, I've done this? Because obviously, like you said, also you're from before we now have the Asia Talent Cup, and not an easier path, it's just instant, but now there's a very direct route. you kind of had to make that happen for yourself a lot more.
Yeah.
Is that a moment where you really felt like, wow, yeah, I'm a Grand Prix winner? And
Yeah, kind of this feeling. I was like, okay, finally, I did it. Kind of.
I mean, it's not like you were here for 12 years.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't that.
Yeah, but something like it was not easy to win the race, and it took couple of years, and then I got, before I win the race, before first victory was I did so many podiums, like a second, third, but it was not first place. But 2016 Assen was really great, and then I felt like once I realized that okay, I won the race. This is something like okay, finally I did it. It took really long time and many years, but some feelings like all this, the past, the suffering was like for me was nothing. So it was really, really great.
Okay, that's like a next payoff moment. Again, like people like us, we're never going to know that moment.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to get the perspective of how that feels and whether it does make you feel like, wow, this is worth it. And
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what about best other moment in your career? Is there any other thing that sticks out? It's like doesn't have to be a sporting thing. I feel like you're like, no.
The race, well, it's always, of course, this kind of sports, this kind of MotoGP, it's always at the end, it's a result. Always doesn't matter, But many years, all my career, it's really important how connecting with the team, with the people. Because at the end, this sport, it's not like, I can ride a bike, but I cannot do anything mechanics. Even like how, honestly speaking, I'm not sure how to change the tire, like really no idea. But this part of job, all my mechanics, a team made it, and then be ready for the on track, and then I'm just on the bike, and then to enjoy the riding. But it's the other part, it's before the session, before jump on the bike, it's always we had a meeting, we have some strategy, and always communicate with the team, with the people. This is something, it's very interesting for me, that it's not racing, but it's even like for me after retirement and this second life, for me it's really was great experience for me, that the connecting with each person, and then be positive or sometimes negative, but it's overall always we are connecting very well and preparing, and then get ready for the race. So I learned a lot from this sport.
That was going to be my next question. What do you feel like you've learned from it, being here, and how different are you today than like the first day when you flew over and joined the World Championship?
First day back in the day, the first day was like I don't have idea, and then I couldn't speak English, so it was always I'm alone, because it's really difficult to conversation, because unfortunately I couldn't speak English, so it was really difficult, and then but always I want to change my character, and I want to speak with somebody to improve myself, but it was not easy. And then that 1 or 2 years was very struggle that was difficult to talk somebody, but I said one day, okay, if I don't change, will be, you know, maybe I cannot continue this life. I mean, I cannot
just live in Europe.
Yeah, I cannot live in this sport. So yeah, I try, and then finally, yeah, start to, you know, speak somebody, and then the conversation. It's just normal life, and then it's start to understand and start to enjoy this conversation, and then it was step by step. It was little by little, but for me it took time, but at the end was great, and then for me it's kind of funny story for me.
For me, going to Japan is awesome, but it is also crazy. Sometimes, like for me, the time when I feel it most is when you arrive, and then I get in the car and everything's been fine, and then it's just me in the car, and you're setting off from Narita normally when you arrive to Motegi, and then there are some things where you're like, it just something flashes up on the road and you're like, thanks for telling me. I've got absolutely no idea what that says. And you really realize, and I think it's very good as well for anyone from like the European side or anywhere else to go somewhere where like different alphabet, different everything, and understand from the other perspective. Because for you guys as well, like it's not only moving far away, it's also that challenge of everything being so different. Yeah,
it was different, definitely totally different, you know, culture and then everything, the people, and also the language, the food is different, the temperature, weather, it's everything different. So yeah, but at the end, of course, the first couple of months was very difficult because, you know, that time was 12 or 13 years old, and
it's a lot
still baby. I mean, no. And of course, I was alone, traveling alone from Japan to Spain. I was just following the numbers, you know, the ticket, but it was not easy. But at the end, it's okay. I have to do it also because my family, my mom said, okay, you have to go. It doesn't, I mean, just bring to the airport, but then, you know, just good luck and then enjoy it. So
thanks, Mum.
Yeah, it's, you know, the racing side she helps a lot, but this kind of, you know, the lifestyle, she doesn't, how can I say, just leave me alone and then try to be, you know, like to see the, you know, the different country. And then this was okay. The first time I said like, why, you know, like why I have to go alone, because I cannot speak and I don't understand anything. But she said like, okay, you have to go, and then this is the life. And then if you want to you know, keep continuing, or you want to be a MotoGP rider, you have to see this, and then you have to, you know, to see all the different country, and but then I started used to it, and then was tough, but the end was okay.
Do you think it was a good thing now?
Yes.
Even though it was tough?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Okay, well, now, from that kind of interesting emotional vibe, we're going to change to our Estrella Galicia section with our fun facts.
Okay.
Which, as you know, well, I don't know, fans sometimes, you know, they are a little bit of a... If there's one on here that's like, what would you be if you weren't a MotoGP rider? Then I'm not going to be a fan. No. So, some obvious ones. Now, we've already talked about a little bit. You're about to change life and lifestyle. Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you this, but I thought I'll leave it for this section. I'm unsure on the spelling, Murundani. Mm-hmm. It's a great mixture of letters. Okay. Taka, what is the first thing you want to do when you are no longer a full-time rider? So, I don't know if you have that day when you're like, okay, today, are you going to like stay in bed, just like 7 pizzas, day of Netflix, like I'm free? Or is there anything bigger? Like, is there somewhere you want to go or anything?
I don't know, simple question, but it's, for me, well, the first things, I think, yes, a little bit more relaxing and then just completely disconnected from the racing, of course, you know, forget about the training. Just I want to rest and then just to, you know, recovery, and then and also to enjoy, you know, like a kind of day off.
Like a full day off?
Yeah, full day off.
Day
yeah,
off.
Maybe some drinks and then some chips.
Say, I'm not even
You know,
feel free to
something,
drink it because
yeah.
it is 0-0, so you're safe.
Yeah.
So, wow, that's a big dream, eh? A day off,
Yeah.
some drinks and some chips.
Yeah, chips on sofa.
I
and
enjoy
then,
that. Just a pure relaxation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like. Okay, next one from Andrew D. Boveda, 96. Who has been the rider that's impressed you the most during your career? And he also says, thanks for the memories.
For me, Marc Marquez, one of the.
I was going to say, you've seen some data that a lot of us
Yes,
have not.
also, you know, we racing together, I mean, shared a track so many years since Spanish Championship.
I was going to say,
it's
a long,
like
long time.
13, 14 years old. So now, you know.
I think that's the only championship Mark's not won.
Really?
Of all the ones I've raced in. Yeah.
He was riding KTM, and then also he was really very small.
Really small.
Yeah, but he was like already in that's a Spanish Championship. He was really fast, and it's really difficult to beat him. But you know, we following all the career, and then somehow, you know, we're racing together again, and it's many years as a Honda family as well. And as you said, that, you know, 2020 I have the opportunity to see his data more deeply, and then you know, it was interesting. But he's one of the best rider for me. It's really, I mean, I don't know why, but he's too strong mentality. This is something I couldn't understand, which is a positive way, but was quite impossible to like. I can copy as a riding style, but his mentality, his riding, it's really different level. It was really inspired me a lot.
Okay, that's interesting. So, Sonny LVR, what will you miss the most about MotoGP, the classic? What will you miss the most? At the moment, you sound like nothing.
Well,
Still gonna ride the bike.
Of course, I got so many memories, but it seems when I joined the MotoGP from 2018 till now, was a RCR team, Lucho team, and this team was really big family, and then for me it's one of the best team. I mean, because that's why I'm not even thinking to move out. But yeah, I will miss RCR family. Definitely, it was great team.
So Faisal Fikir 06. Done really well today.
Difficult.
It made me think of fika, like the Swedish coffee. I was like, that's not what it says. Taka, what's your favourite moment of your seasons in MotoGP? Is there one that really stands out?
Favorite season?
I think it's the favourite moment from your time in MotoGP.
Well, I think 2020 was the 2020 season was for me one of the best, and so many great results, and then also so close to the podium. I got the pole position, so it's definitely, you know, from 2018 was first year MotoGP, and then 19 was second year, and then definitely I made a step up. You know, I was able to finish inside top 10, but then year after 2020 was definitely also I made another step myself, and then I felt like, okay, this is one of, I'm MotoGP rider, and then I'm riding really good, you know, fighting the podium, fighting the victory, got a pole position, so many front row. So 2020 was best season for me.
Oh, that's good. I remember you had some years.
Yeah.
But also, like, just a consistent.
Yeah, it was
well.
super consistent that year.
From Darwizi, there's only 2 left, don't worry. What are you looking forward to the most in the future?
Means Honda or means
I guess
myself,
anything. I would say in life.
Okay.
Let's make it a general.
I mean, okay, myself. Okay, the next from next season I'll change the kind of job. I'm really excited. You know, the new chapter, the test rider, will be different, but will be busy. Many days riding MotoGP bikes, so which is I'm super excited, but also the life will be changed. You know, as I said before, you know, not leaving Spain, you know, back to Japan. So this is something strange, but you know, last 15-16 years was. I was not living in Japan. I'm from Japan, but you know, so something very strange, but kind of let's say it's time to enjoy my home country.
And there's like an adult now where you can like buy your own things and make your own decisions.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty crazy when you think how long it's been.
Yeah, and of course I will follow MotoGP. And
you
then,
better.
Yes, and then let's see, you know, how's the championship change, or some new rider, or you know, will be. I'm really interesting.
You be a fan now.
Yes.
Gotta watch
yes, yeah.
Okay, so final question is a classic, very branded question, although it's a genuine fan question. Motos and Bikes wants to know, what's the best place to have a beer with friends? What is your vibe? You like club, lounge bar, pub?
Maybe club.
Or just club? Okay.
Yeah, I really like that, you know, after the Sunday race, not here in Europe, but, you know, America, Japan as well, you know, after the race Sunday, normally all the team not leaving to home, I mean, just stay one night more. So
I feel like you must be in Tokyo. Like in Motegi, you must have a cool.
Yes. This is something, you know, after the, you know, big weekend, 3 days of the race weekend, you know, after the race, okay, doesn't matter result, but you know, after we did a lot of effort, you know, it's fair that, you know, we drink, and then, you know, to enjoy talking about the racing or life. I really like that, you know, completely change that, you know, that the race weekend was full focus, full concentrate, but after the race, you know, even like a rider, you know, on track we are fighting each other, but you know, off track is always it's nice to share that, you know, talking, and then sometimes we drink together, and this is something nice part of the racing.
It feels like a good vibe on the flyaways.
Yes.
It's like
it's much better. Yeah.
But no, okay, well, thank you so much, Taka,
thank you very much
for joining us. It's been a pleasure. It always is, but especially to talk to you for a bit longer. And yeah, for us, I think it's been a pleasure watching you. And please enjoy the last race weekend.
Thank you very much.
We hopefully look forward to seeing you again in your new role as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.